Do we want to go into our TBRs?
I think so.
Let's do it. Do we want to go one by one or go through all
I
of
think
them?
like maybe one by one. I mean, I'm sure that you have this at the top of
Yeah.
yours. Our next planned series is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. That's on my TBR list, and that'll be 3 books.
So the Mistborn is like it's a trilogy, and then he has a second trilogy that's after that. But
Okay.
they're each trilogies.
Okay, so I'm going to say at least 3 books
Yeah.
because 6 books seems like a big commitment. Like, I don't know. What would that be like at 1.5 weeks per book? So like
If it's
a couple months, that'd be like a couple
yeah,
months.
1.5 weeks for 3 books is
I'm talking through 6 books,
if there's 6 books, that'd be 9 weeks,
weeks.
two
I
and a half months.
was gonna say that's 2 months, and it depends on how fast they go
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. But
Apparently they're big books, and I cannot lie.
all right, what do you have on your
So do you want me to just like list like
one at a time?
one at a time?
Huh?
Okay. I have the Bloodsworn trilogy. I DNF'd it last year because we had a newborn and it's very detailed and I couldn't focus because I was sleep deprived. So I went and fell back onto a series that I've read a ton of times, Red Rising. We should talk about it sometime. I'll tell you about it. The Bloodsworn trilogy, I want to hit back again because I think I would enjoy it if I can actually focus on it.
Yeah, no,
Again.
for sure. I have the Chronicles of Narnia.
Ooh.
I know they're short.
Yeah,
I think they're fun.
I've never read them.
You've never read them?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
that.
remember, I've just started reading.
I mean, I just take some,
There's a
like,
lot of
even for
those
people who
kid
never
stuff.
read, I feel like some books should have been read.
I read Harry Potter. Oh, I didn't even read all of Harry Potter. That's another.
Oh my goodness.
You guys would burn me at the stake if I tell you how I read Harry Potter. My brother-in-law almost did. He just like the look he gave me when I told him.
The judgment
Yeah.
was deserved.
Yeah.
Okay, your next one.
So I had the Mistborn trilogy as well, so I'll skip that. I had Dune, another one that I DNF'd because I just hadn't had the reading experience required, in my opinion. It was just it's a difficult read because it's older.
Older and detailed.
Yeah, it's
very detailed.
older and detailed.
Just the way it's written is not easy.
Yeah, it's just not an easy read, and it was above my reading level when I tried it. I feel like later this year, I'll have like 2 full years of constant reading under my belt, and I think I can try. I want to read it. A lot of people are talk about how great it is. The movies are out. Everyone raved about the movies. We watched the first movie, had no idea what was going on, and I was like, I had no idea what was happening. And then I was like, maybe the book would help. I read the book or the first half of the book, no idea what's going on. Had no idea what was happening. It almost made it worse. So I don't understand it. I want to, and I think I should try that again. So
I have the Lycanius trilogy on here. David read that last year, loved it.
It's really good.
So I wanna check that out, see what it's all about.
And then I have. Sorry, were you done with?
Well, I was just like coming to the realization that I have 3 lines on here, like Mistborn series, Chronicles of Narnia, Lycanius trilogy, but that's actually a lot of books for just like because they're part of a series.
Yeah.
For just like 3 notes.
Yeah, I mean, we're not getting through all. Like, I have a ton of books on here.
Oh, okay.
And I have a long list.
Man, and they just keep coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have Empire of Silence.
Oh.
Apparently, it's a really good sci-fi series. Yeah, it's called the Sun Eater series is what it's called. Empire of Silence is the title of the first book, though. It's by Christopher Ricciololio. I don't know his last name.
Me neither.
I can't. It's like R or something.
Okay, Christopher R.
Christopher R. Not the same Christopher R that watches over Winnie the Pooh, but it's a different Christopher R.
Okay, focus.
But yeah, I want to try that and see what that's all about.
Okay, I have Will of the Mini. I DNF'd this last year. I actually, sitting down and thinking through it, I got through most of the world building stuff.
Yeah.
And it had started to get pretty intense. And I ended it at an intense note because I just needed a not intense side hobby.
Yeah.
But I think that I would be emotionally ready at some point this year to read it.
All right. I have the Stormlight Archive.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is going to be a big commitment because the books are big, and I think he has like 5 or 6 of them out.
Okay.
But to at least start that this year, I think would be really like it. From what people say, it looks like a series that I would really enjoy.
Okay.
But it would be a big commitment. So
Nice.
Yeah.
I have Silo.
ooh,
I think that's
also
a
have
series.
that.
It's a series, right?
A trilogy. It's a trilogy.
All these trilogies. Like, and so the thing about series and trilogies for me is that I remember the name of the overarching trilogy, but I can never remember the specific books in the trilogy's names.
So Silo, the first book is called Silo.
Well, right, but
I think.
But if you're talking to me about the Chronicles of Narnia, like if I read the whole thing, like all of them, especially very close together, it's just the Chronicles of Narnia to me. Like Prince Caspian,
in terms of
exactly
like what happened in each book.
What happened when, and like each book. Yeah, it's just I'm realizing that it is hard for me to keep all of the books separate. It's almost like one to me.
Well, the other reason why we wanted to do Silo is because we kind of wanted to read it and then watch the show,
right,
and see like how good the show is, because
mm-hmm.
it looks like it's pretty high quality on Apple TV,
Mm-hmm.
but we've never read it, so we kind of want to read it first and then watch and see what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
I had Holly by Stephen King.
I'm out.
So I read a lot of Stephen King. Well, I say a lot. I think I read like 5 of his books last year. That feels like a lot. I enjoyed every one of them. They did get pretty dark, and I think it's just the nature of his books. They have dark characters that are messed up. Mm-hmm. But I knew like Holly was a new book, I think last year, 2023 or 2023, I don't remember when, but I looked at it and I was like, that sounds really cool. But apparently it's about Holly is a character in this other series that he wrote. And that's just like that. So then I was like, well, I can't just read Holly. I need to read all this stuff. So then I just burned through. So it was like the Bill Hodges trilogy is what the original one was. So it was Mr. Mercedes, Finders Keepers, then End of Watch, and then another one called The Outsider, and then she was in Holly, or then he wrote Holly.
Okay.
So it's like the 5th book in Holly's journey. So I went and started, and I read all of the Bill Hodges trilogy. I read Outsider, but then at that time I was like almost burnt out on that world. It was just so dark. I was like, I just need a break from this. And so I stopped before. The reason I did all of it was to read Holly, and I stopped before reading. So like you want to read Holly. So I want to read Holly. That's on my list, and Holly is hilarious. I love her as a character. Yeah. So yeah, I have Holly.
Okay. I have Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah, you've talked about that. How you think that I would enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I mean it's written for children.
Yeah.
But sometimes children's books are fun. So.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another one that has a show.
A show now, right?
On Disney Plus. I also had this hold has come up so many times and we keep pushing it back, but 11/22/63.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've heard a lot of good things about it.
I've read half of it a long time ago, like 15 years ago.
Oh, you need to read it. Absolutely. Yeah, we put a hold on Libby, and it keeps coming up, and we're just like, not yet. Every time. I think we've been like next on the list for that on Libby for like a year now. So
I have on here, I think the only other one that you haven't said that I have on here is the Dandelion Dynasty.
Oh, the Dandelion Dynasty, yeah.
I think you've mentioned it. I actually have no idea.
I've heard it's really good. I don't know anything about it either. But apparently it's about a dynasty. Okay. But I heard it's really good, and so.
Yeah, these are just like some starting points for me. Now that I'm looking at this list,
that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a lot of stuff because it doesn't even take up half a page, but
I mean, mine
all series.
Yeah, but I mean, mine's like Bloodsworn trilogy. That's 3. Mistborn trilogy. That's another 3. That's 6.
Right.
Dune 7. Empire of Silence I think is 6 books.
7 books.
Or no, Dune is number 7.
Oh, okay.
And then Empire of Silence I think is 6 books. So that's where we're at 13. Stormlight Archive has 5 out. 18, Dandelion Dynasty 21, Silo 24, Holly and 11, 22, 63, 25, 26. But I mean, if we're wanting to read 35 books, that's 26 of them. Oh yeah, you're reading 40.
But and the other thing is that I need to get some lighthearted, easy in between new fantasy
some
books.
romance stuff.
Yeah, romance. Like Hallmark-esque would be good. Break, or just like some historical fiction, just something to that doesn't have to build a new world right after I got out of an old world. I think I think I need to build up that list.
That's the hardest, in my opinion, for fantasy, is like as soon as you spend like 3 or 4 books in a world, I can't just hop in another world.
Right.
So I actually used Stephen King this last year as like a palate cleanser, because all of his books are like in Earth, on Earth, and like today. So it's not really building. You don't have to build a world.
Just the scenario.
Just the scenario. So I always use that as like I would finish Red Rising, then I would read a Stephen King novel, and then I would get into my next one, because I'd had that palate cleanser, and then
I need to build up that list specifically.
Palate cleansing list.
The palate cleansing list.